who's Director, Technical and R&D at the company on the show now. Amit, good morning and thanks a lot for joining us. This is Pavitra. I want to begin by asking you about what's happening in the heavy engineering side of the business, because I'm seeing that segment is where you're seeing a bunch of the weakness come through. It also contributes significantly to your revenues. So if you could tell us what that weakness is on account of and how do you see it trend in the coming few quarters?
Good morning, Pavitra. Firstly, thank you for having me on the show. There are no concerns on the heavy engineering side, because although the revenues can dip, but heavy engineering also contributes to the other verticals like electronics, as well as now has started doing on the optics. So it is definitely contributing, but then it does not show on the revenues. So there is definitely a lot of significant influence of the heavy engineering on our total revenues.
Amit, morning. Reema here. You know, when we last spoke to you, you indicated that FY23 margins could be closer to 30%. Currently, you're tracking
Correct.
Lower than that. Do you think you can get back to 30% margins for the full year, or and what's the outlook looking for the second half of the year?
I first want to thank you for this question, but I want to tell you that, see, we are a defense company, defense and space, which is a very, very strategic and a niche domain, and we are a project-oriented company. So no one particular quarter is an indication of how the whole financial year is going to go. We are very satisfied with the result that we have, and we are on song, or we are in line with what we are going to achieve at the end of the year, which is definitely a good growth from the last year.
So when you say good growth, can you share some numbers with us, what the ballpark growth could be by the end of the year? Because Q2 was a bit subdued.
I don't want to give you exact growth,
Sure.
but they will be in excess of 40 to 50%.
Okay.
So you be rest assured that we are in line with what we want to achieve. Yes, the quarter on quarter is not a right reflection of how the business is panning out.
So 40 to 50% you're saying compared to FY22, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. The reason I ask is because a lot of your revenues comes from government contracts, defense, public sector undertakings. Are you noticing any delays as far as receivables are concerned?
See, sometimes what happens is when you're doing projects and in certain quarters, the payments don't come in quarter-wise, right? So they are a project payment. There are some other companies are also collaborating for doing those projects. Some receivables which were slated for Q2 have already started coming in, and they will come in Q3. But this is absolutely normal. There is nothing as a cause of concern.
All right, got that. Amit, can you take us through what the order book stands at right now? And also if you can tell us what part of that order book do you see getting executed in the next year?
So the order book, there are very good news when it comes to order book, or for that matter, coming opportunities that we have. The order book, which includes the orders on hand, L1 and nominated, they all put together, we are in excess of 600 crores, which is again, from the last time we spoke, it is a good increase. At the same time, the funnel that we see, that the opportunities which are very, very strong and almost slated for us are in absolute maybe 2 times than what order book is. So which is a good landscape for a company like us. Moving forward, we have a clear roadmap as to what is going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years. And we are working very, very hard to make sure that we grab all the opportunities that are coming our way.
I think the last time we spoke, your order book was about 550 crore, which was in August. So since then, it has seen a pickup to about 600 crores. And at that time, you had given us an indication that the drone subsidiary will start contributing heavily FY24 onwards. Amit, wanted to get your sense in, is the company in the next 2 to 3 years looking at some sort of a partnership with an MNC company? A couple of months back, there was this big news about how Lockheed Martin tied up with the Tata Group to manufacture. And that's got a lot of people excited that, this whole Make in India defense could get a push even when you have these tie-ups with MNCs. Is that the track Paras Defense could be looking at taking?
So we do not want to say that we are not looking at something like this, but we don't have any proposals on the table. But it is very, very good for industries if the big companies, they tie up and they partner with smaller companies like us. And I think overall, the technology inflow and the execution and cutting edge technologies for the country, all of this, the landscape will change if there is a tie-up with big companies. We are right now having no proposals on the table, but we are open for any such proposals if they ever arrive.
Okay, we'll leave it at that, Amit. Thanks a lot for joining in, and all the best for to achieve your revenue growth target. It's an ambitious target, 40 to 50% compared to last year. An order book of 600 crores is